Hello and welcome to the Hairdresser Strong Show. My name is Robert and I'm your host. We talk with hairstylists from different backgrounds, hearing their experiences and perspectives about career-defining topics that are important to rising and transforming hairstylists. Today, I'm talking with Wesleigh Gray. Ashley, will you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, my name's Ashley. I own Ash Salon out in Haymarket, Virginia. I've been doing hair for probably about 15 years now, which is crazy. And I opened Ash Salon in 2017, so going on my 4th year now. And this is my new little baby, Wesleigh.
Hey, Wesleigh. So today we're going to talk about motherhood and COVID. I thought it would be a really cool break from our normal show to bring an interesting story. It's full of fun and excitement and maybe even a little bit of stress, but we're going to hear Ashley talk a little bit about it. So let's start off by asking you, well, first of all, when did you give birth?
About 5 weeks ago, December 27th.
All right, so super fresh. Well,
Yeah.
you look great by the way, 5 weeks out of delivery.
Thank you.
So where were you when you found out that you were pregnant?
I was actually in the salon.
Okay.
We were shut down for COVID, and I had just done a hair color kits. We were selling the hair color kits, and that Sunday we had done a pickup, and I had been working it with a couple of my coworkers. And in my salon, it's all a bunch of women. We all end up syncing up with our periods. I know that's a little TMI, but so one of the girls was talking about how she was on her period. And I'm like, wait, we're supposed to be on our period now? And I was just thinking I was messed up because I wasn't around everyone anymore.
Right.
But I went in the very next day and I just had this weird feeling that morning. I'd worked out and I had a little throw up in my mouth. And so I took a pregnancy test to the salon that morning when I went to go work again. And sure enough, I was pregnant.
Wow. So this was during quarantine while you were giving out Color to Go kits?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I found out in April. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So I wonder how many quarantine babies there are going to be, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot, 10 weeks? I think we were shut down.
10 weeks. They say it's the next baby boom. Yeah. COVID boom.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, so what was that like being pregnant during quarantine and COVID? Like, who did you call first? And tell us a little bit about your thoughts in the moment.
It was very, very stressful. My head was still just wrapping around like the fact that the salon was still closed and how we were going to survive that. I was dealing with the PPP loans, all that stuff. I don't think I've ever been more stressed in my life. Again, which is why I thought I was late, because I was just so stressed. So then I found out I was pregnant, and I mean, personally, it was very stressful because I wasn't even with the father. So I was like, this is not how I wanted it to be. But yeah, I was just like, how am I going to do this? I didn't even know when we were going to reopen financially. There's that stress with it. And then not to mention having a baby during quarantine, during COVID has been so weird because you feel like you have to isolate and,
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the last trimester, especially, I was like a psycho. Like, I didn't want to be around anybody that I didn't know where they had been. I really just had like my little circle, like 2-3 people that I'd hang out with in my house. But, because I didn't want to go into labor and then not be able to perform for labor. And then just the fears that you hear about giving it to your babies, which I know it's low, but still it's just so unknown. Everything's so unknown right now. Right. But once I found out I was pregnant, I had so much other stress going on that I couldn't really even focus on it. I don't know, in a way it almost maybe made the pregnancy go by quicker because I was so worried about just surviving and then reopening and getting all that set up. So,
stop. It's okay. It's okay.
You want to take over? Hold on one second.
It's okay.
Thank you. Her Cassie's over here. And there you go. Yeah, so I would say the first and the second trimester almost kind of flew by. The first trimester we were closed. The second trimester I was working insane hours. We did what you were talking about, like really long shifts or shift work. And because I had so many clients, I did like morning and night shift. So I was working, I don't even know, 50, 60 hours. Yeah.
Wow. So when did you, at what point during your pregnancy did you stop going into the salon? Or taking clients or wind down your schedule, or when did you, at what point did you make a shift out of that crazy?
Really into well, I stopped doing those like 11, 12-hour days or whatever, but I worked up until 2 weeks before I gave birth.
Wow.
It's supposed to be 10 days, but then she was late, and so I ended up getting induced. So yeah, I worked up until the end. It was really stressful because as the owner, I was like, it wasn't just my clients that I was worried about. It was relinquishing control of everything and getting everything set up. So I had to, let go of a lot of different duties so I could actually take this leave, getting the girls trained on doing ordering and the social media, all that kind of stuff. So I could really step away.
You're a salon owner, you're worried about your business, but you're not just like worried about your business and the money you're making. You're also worried about the fact that everything's changing. You're so used to having your hands in everything. And now like you're going to be forced to not have your hands in everything and not be around all day, even if it's for a short period of time. So like coming over that, I can imagine could be its own set of new stress on top of COVID and finding out you're pregnant during COVID and all that stuff. When I mentioned getting back behind the chair, how much time did you take? Or by the
11
way,
weeks.
11 weeks.
11 weeks, yeah. So I have like 10 weeks after she's born. So I'll go back to the beginning of March.
Nice. Okay. And so when I'm talking about getting back behind the chair, what comes to your mind? Like, are you excited? Are you scared? Are you nervous? Do you not want to go back the same way? Are you going to do anything different?
Yeah, I'm going to do lots of things different. I feel I have so many mixed emotions about it. I mean, I'm excited to get back behind the chair. Like, I feel like with hair, if you get away from it for too long, you already are like falling behind on the trends and everything. So there's always that fear. You're like, I need to know what's happening. I need to know, I mean, I guess it's easier because we can look at our phone and be on Instagram and follow the trends and stuff, but still, I miss the camaraderie with the girls for sure. It is a little isolating in the house alone, but before having Wesleigh, I would just work and work and work and work. And I had a really hard time saying no. So yeah, I'll stay late. I'll come in early. I'll come in on my day off, those kind of things. But now I can't do that. And I don't want to do that. And I have to say, like, I'm so grateful that I got pregnant because I feel like I needed this. I needed to step away from behind the chair some in order to even just be a good owner. I feel like I can't do everything, you know what I mean? So it's been good for me to step away and not work myself into the ground anymore and give more responsibility to different team members. And the salon's doing great. It's doing better than ever. And I'm not as involved. So I'm like, I can see that it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. I can see that it's fine without me. And I needed my clients. I have some clients that I've been doing their hair for 10, 15 years, and they just are so attached to me, and they're just terrified to see someone new. So as much as I'd be like, no, try Victoria or try, whatever, they wouldn't want to do it. Well, they were forced to now. Right. And I feel like a lot of them can see, okay, they can do hair and like, it's going to be okay. I don't have to do your hair every single time. Right. Because the ultimate goal, I guess, I mean, why do you open a salon? You do eventually want to not work behind the chair 5 to 7 days a week. So maybe this was all.
Do you think you'll go back? Sorry. Do you think you'll go back full time behind the chair?
No, I'm only going back 3 days. And then like one Saturday a month.
Okay.
I really want to get more into the training of the apprentices. We've got a strong apprenticeship program now that needs more of my time and attention. Cool. So if I can spend a whole day on that instead of behind the chair, in the long run, it'll benefit me. So
absolutely, and benefit your team so much. They'll probably love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, what are you what would you say is the thing that you're most excited about and most fearful about or nervous about as you look at the last 5 weeks of staying home and going back into the salon? You could say it has to do nothing with you going back. It could be about the industry or anything. But what would you say were the most fearful, most challenging, or nerve-wracking thing, and what is the most exciting thing looking forward?
I mean, just going back after having a baby, I'm most nervous about the overstimulation because I've been, like I said, home. It's been quiet. I've been enjoying it. And the longer you get away from that, it's been eye-opening to see what clients who work from home feel like when they come into the salon and it's busy. So when I've gone by like every single week. Some days it's just like, and everyone wants to talk to me and how's the baby? And it's just a little overstimulating. So I don't know, I can't wait to see everyone, but at the same time, I'm like nervous. I wish I could do it with like 5 people at a time. I don't know. And it's not that I'm like afraid I'm going to get COVID. It's just, it's weird. I have more anxiety now. Right. So I guess I'm just fearful of just going back a little bit. But I mean, I'm ready at the same time. I'm most excited just to get inspired again. I hope things start rolling again this year. I saw Behind the Chair announced that they're doing Austin. I don't feel like it's even going to happen. I don't know how they could.
When would that be?
August.
What?
Oh yeah, no way.
Wow.
But maybe next year. Yeah, they already announced it. So I was like, okay, but I love that kind of stuff. And we didn't get to do anything like team bonding last year.
Right.
For 2020. So I actually just booked a beach house for my whole staff this summer, and we're going to close down. We're going to close the shop for like 3 days and do half the team comes one part of the week and half that comes the other week. Just team bonding. I miss that. I miss hair shows. Yeah. Like all that. So I guess I'm excited for all that stuff as well. But it's definitely going to be a different world, in our industry for a while.
Well, it sounds like the baby was not only a blessing of life, but also a blessing to give you some clarity on your kind of path forward, which is super exciting and uplifting and positive message. For a laugh, I'm ending our interviews with asking you to share a story, most embarrassing moment of client interaction or behind the chair, even if it wasn't funny when it first happened. But maybe you can laugh a little bit now. So do you have one in mind that you would like to share?
I had to think about that because I was like, I know I've done some stupid shit behind the chair, but like forgetting to color half their head or whatever. But I'm like, when was I like the most embarrassed? And I swear it's still sits with me. It was in hair school at Graham Webb. I cut this guy's hair and I could tell he just had like a crush on me. And I was like super uncomfortable, like super sweaty palms, so nervous. And then he was like, I was like done cutting his hair. And I went to blow dry the cape off. And I said, do you want me to blow you some more? And it was the way, it was awful. And he looked at me and I don't know why I said that. As soon as I said it, I turned beet red and he looked at me and I was like, oh my God, get out of my chair. It was so bad.
Did he say anything?
I don't remember. I think I just was so humiliated. I like blacked out at that point. Yeah. I know I was beat, but get this. He definitely, I left some impression. This was at the very end and I worked at a restaurant an hour from Graham Webb. He drove out because while I was cutting his hair, he was asking me where I worked. I told him, I was like, you wouldn't know it. It's far out, blah, blah, blah. Worked at this Irish pub as a cocktail waitress. He drove an hour out and sat in my section. And that day I wasn't in the bar. I was in the restaurant section. And he sat in the restaurant section and ordered like 6 beers in a row and in my little thing. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to blow you. Okay.
Did he try to chat you up?
Yes, but I was acted super busy at work. It was
this
so
after the
yes.
Oh my gosh.
I only cut his hair that one time and I was like, I was like 18 in hair school. I was humiliated. I didn't know how to handle it, but luckily he left. And then I even got like my boss that night to like walk me to my car because I was like,
Totally.
this is, like,
That's creepy as fuck.
it's so creepy. It's not like, I mean, he like Googled where it was and did all that on his own.
Oh yeah, like that's well, it's hilarious, and then it got real creepy.
And then it got creepy as shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, that was a good one. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
That was good. All right, well, this was great. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll chat next time. Everybody, this is Ashley Gray.
Thanks for listening.